Okay, morning everyone. Welcome briefing on Friday the 28th. This is the predicted midday chart. You can see out to the west of the UK and Ireland. That low pressure system looks like a bunch of children have been let loose with some crayons. Really is wrapped round with weather and frontal systems. And over us, we're sort of in between these two fronts. This is what came through yesterday with the cold front giving us all that heavy rain. It's slipping away, but the pressure is still fairly low in here, so the air is unstable, unsettled, and certainly chance of showers. What you feel at the moment, the rain is just, the cloud is thick enough to just give some drizzle out of it. There's no actual rain on the rainfall radar, which you'll see in a minute. Winds in there, you can see quite slack. But a sort of general west-southwesterly flow. The TAFs, as you would expect, a little bit longer because essentially it's going from the picture we have at the moment to better weather. So Farnborough 250, out to the west they're giving 280. So I think what's going to happen, it will slowly go westerly, a little bit more westerly as the day goes on. 500 feet, which is what we've got at the moment, maybe broken at 1,000, and that's tempo between now and 10 o'clock. This drizzle and 500 feet, but it's going to warm up, brighten up, and become sometime late morning, lunchtime, scattered at 3.5. That seems about right. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher yesterday, but seems to be about right, 3,500. Upper winds, pretty much westerly down across the channel, perhaps a little bit more northwesterly if you saw the way that the isobars were curving round in the middle of the country. So a little bit more northwesterly there. I think we're generally in a westerly flow, not strong, 15 knots at flying heights. That's fairly consistent all the way up through the country. Satpi just doesn't show you much, just white. A little bit of obviously phone effect behind the Welsh mountains where it's drying out a little bit with less cloud, but this will break up and thin out as the morning goes on and dry out definitely. And you can see from the rainfall radar, just tiny little spits and spots here and there, but more showers in the Midlands, and I think it's forecast to have more showers in the Midlands today. But it's just the thickness of the cloud that's causing this over us, and that'll thin out and it'll stop raining. Temperature wise, I think it's going to remain fairly cold in the Midlands to the south. It was 11 degrees driving in, so 15, 16, 17 degrees seems about right, really. Fairly warm, but it's also quite humid, high dew points. And looking at the soundings, you've got the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. This is where the lines are together. This is the cloud we've got at the moment. And then you move it on till 1 o'clock and that's broken up. And that sort of suggests with 16 degrees, 3,000 feet, probably quite a lot of cloud in there, 6/8 with dew points about 7 probably. Cloud tops 4.5, and then hopefully drying out a little bit more in the afternoon. Depth of cloud gets bigger, cloud tops are higher, so getting better as the day goes on. And again, by the afternoon you can see the winds northwesterly. Haven't looked at the actual Larkhill sounding because it'll just be moist at the moment and won't really show you very much about what the weather's going to do later. This is the top meteo prediction on cloud. So 9 o'clock-ish, lots of low-level cloud, and that'll last for a couple of hours. By 10, 11 o'clock, beginning to thin out and turning into cumulus with lots of spread out, and then thinning out as the afternoon goes on. That's sort of 2 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock, maybe a bit of spread out as well. So getting better during the day, nice in the afternoon. Thermal heights, they're giving the same sort of prediction. So by 1 o'clock, it should get going. 800 meters, 900 meters there, and then they're suggesting by sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, about 1,000 meters, 1,100 meters, so 3,000 feet, 3.5 maybe at best. I suspect there's going to be a lot of sea air coming off the Bristol Channel, so that'll come through down through the Bath Gap and the Pewsey Vale. But it should be okay out to the north. And the suggested distance is, as you would imagine, not very far today. Round here, a little bit out to the north, a little bit out to the west. So, Top Meteo suggesting it'll be okay later, short cross country. Sky sight, not quite so optimistic. That's sort of 12 o'clock, and they're still saying 300 to 500 meters, so 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, and even moving it on to sort of 2 o'clock, 500 to 700 meters, so 2,500 feet at best, thermal heights, and then sort of quite broken up in the afternoon. No sign of showers round here, but further north, I think there's a possibility through the Midlands of showers running across here. So definitely flyable, folks. Later on, it might be a sort of hour wait before we get the kit out, so we don't get it all damp and wet. And we should have a nice flying sort of late morning or all afternoon. Okay, airspace wise, looks slightly congested near us, but nothing particularly to worry about. 18, 21, 25, 26, they're all high intensity radio transmissions. That one's down near Bath and Stacey. Not sure why that's notified. Number 39 is parachuting at Little Rissington, and 40 is notified that there's parachuting at night from Weston on the Green. What isn't NOTAM today, but it will be running at the weekend, is the Popham Microlight Fair. They've all set up there. I assume there'll be aeroplanes flying in today, so expect it to be busier. And I'm sure it'll be NOTAM'd for tomorrow, Sunday and Monday. That's a busy event, and it is very, very busy with microlights blasting around the circuit all day. But in our area, quite clear. Just to point out, number 9 is UAV operations from Thorney Island, and that's up to 1,500 feet. So quite quiet on the local airspace. Operationally, we are definitely going to be on runway 27. We're going to set up normal operation around here, and it'll be absolutely normal with the cables. Depending on how damp the grass is, I'm hoping we can set the winch up there and then tow down the south side if there's some southerly component. If not, we'll tow them on the runway edge. It did rain an awful lot yesterday for an hour or two, so I suspect the edge of the airfield along the north side here is a bit soggy. So if we tow out, just come out 50 to 100 meters and tow down here, please. Otherwise, you'll just cut it up down through here. And don't be tempted to tow along the Perry track. There just isn't quite enough room between the cars and other obstacles. But the grass along the centre here will be absolutely fine, as is most of the grass in other places. So, having a cup of tea, and we'll dig you out when we think it's okay to get the kit out.